morning, and welcome to Beyond the Contracts podcast. I'm your host, Maresa Morrow with Parks out of Murfreesboro, along with my co-host,
Jennifer Hart of Churchill Mortgage.
So, we're back.
We are back. It's been a minute.
It has been a minute, and I feel like it's been forever. We've had a very weird year so far. It is Leap Day, February 29th, so you'll see this in a couple weeks after that.
Yeah.
So I think the beginning in January, it kind of started off strong. Everybody was like, okay, we're ready to dive into this market. And then we got a snowstorm, and people kind of freaked out. And I feel like this past week and a half, everybody has finally now been like, okay, let's get back into it, see what's really happening. Interest rates are all over the place.
Yeah. And rule of thumb I've always heard is right after the Super Bowl is when we start to see buyers start to get back in.
Had not heard
to the market.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I had a repeat client call me this week, and
we got a story.
Yes, we're going to start off strong with the story. They had purchased, I think about 3 years ago. Weren't in that house long. Personal situation came up. They had to sell that house. Now they're ready to get back into it. They are going through sticker shock to the point where she was in tears last night because what they can afford for what their monthly payment is, she was like, they're garbage cans. Those were her words. They're not garbage cans.
That's an interesting.
It was funny, but I had to be like, okay, we need a couple of days to wrap our brain around what you can afford and what you're going to be comfortable with. And we've come up with a plan. Basically, we're not going to get everything on that list this first time. We're going to have to do it in stages and moving up. And that's what a lot of people, even first-time homeowners, are having to come to the realization of, is that we need to, maybe this first house be basic needs house. Build some equity, and then go forward. Now, in a few years, these prices they're not, I told her, I said, they're not going to have a price slash. There's not going to be a big clearance sale. They're going to go up. So, she's digesting. She's trying to wrap her head around, they make good money, but they just, for where they want to be monthly is not even close to the house they sold. And so they feel like they're taking a step back.
So maybe a buy down would work well for them.
Right. And we went over that and some more seller concessions we could possibly ask for. We're not in that market when they purchased. And so it is a laundry list of things that they are having to really come to terms with. But it can work for them. Yeah. They can get something decent. Of course, this was the first list I sent them. They were like, whoa. So hopefully in a day or two they can digest it. Yes, and figure out where they want to be. But I know last week was a little rough on interest rates.
Rates have been up the past couple of weeks, and so a lot of people thought, they did start to turn and go down at the first of the year, but we've kind of seen a reversal of that. And so now in the Federal Reserve, they talk one way about lowering the Fed funds rate, but then they back off of that. And today, actually, the PCE report came out, which, by the way, is the Fed's favorite measure of inflation, and it was pretty much as expected. But also, we got the initial jobs claims number for last week. That was up. And so when you start to look at these numbers, there is definitely cooling in our economy.
And just so when the jobs are up,
the initial jobs claims.
Jobless
claims. So what that means is, that means people filing for unemployment for the first time ever. And so that number was up. So when people are unemployed, that shows that the economy is slowing down and not doing as well. And while we don't want people to lose their jobs, this is actually what we need to see happen so that the Fed will start to lower the Fed funds rate.
Make it more available. Able to get
and then we start to see the market start to cool down, and well, it is cooling down, but we start to see the rates start to come down a little bit. But one of the things I always want to remind people of, while interest rates, the negative is, yes, interest rates are up, depending on what you do, your payment is going to be more. However, on a positive note, it possibly gives you that opportunity to negotiate with that seller the purchase price, concessions. Right. So there is a positive to all of this.
So, and we also have seen, because we're in that spring selling season, we've got a little tick up in the interest rates, or not interest rates, in the inventory, which is a good thing, which I think gives the consumer a little bit of hope. Hey, this is a new one that we haven't, when they've been watching the listings week after week, and it's the same ones, or they're selling nothing new, exciting. Now they're getting some. And that is always a positive that helps those people that are on the fence a little bit kind of pull the trigger and be like, okay, let's start looking. So,
and the best thing buyers could do right now is to get pre-approved, to start having that conversation, to get ready to pull the trigger on making an offer.
Right. And I know there's a lot of builders, a lot of new construction. They are wanting to sell their existing homes, their move-in ready homes, and so there's several of them that are offering lower interest rates, like in the 4s, and so that is also an option to definitely look around. New construction might be a little bit higher than what you want to pay, or what you feel like you're approved for, but if those interest rates are lower, it may be something to look into.
And again, one of the things to remember as far as interest rates go, you can always renegotiate the structure of your mortgage. You get one shot at negotiating your purchase price when you go to buy that home. You get one shot at doing that. So even though interest rates are up a little bit, sellers are motivated to sell for the most part. And builders are offering some really attractive interest rates. And
flex cash, there's a lot of out there.
And concessions. There is a way that they can do this outside of what normal lenders can do, but there are still good options. And if you're a home buyer and wanting to get in a home, this may be a good option.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely. I feel like it's kind of, because those interest rates have been so forefront, we've reported on that over and over, but they haven't changed a whole lot. But even though that really hasn't changed, the market is changing almost weekly, sometimes daily. So get with your professional lender, your professional realtor. Let's get a plan and let's show what's out there, what you can do. You have options. You definitely have options.
Yeah. So let's talk about what's around the corner for us.
Okay.
By the way, so Maresa brought us some springtime treats.
I did. I brought Starburst jelly beans. Now,
do you like jelly beans?
They're okay.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm a chocolate girl.
Me
That's
too.
My go-to.
I'm with you on that.
I feel like jelly beans are the mindless. I can sit here and eat. But this is the go-to in our house because the old school ones, they're just not as flavorful. What flavor did you get?
Strawberry?
It says strawberry, but is it really strawberry? Let's see what the other red ones are.
Cherry, it looks like.
Oh.
We may kind of play with the jelly beans a little bit. And when I say that, I mean trying different flavors, unusual flavors.
Easter's right around the corner.
Yeah.
I mean, Easter candy that's probably my favorite candy, really, just because of...
Really?
Maybe.
Oh, Peeps? Are you a Peep person? We might have to try that as well.
I can take them or leave them. I mean, it's candy.
And who doesn't love to microwave a Peep? I'm just saying.
Microwave a Peep?
Yeah.
I've never done that.
Should try it.
Maybe we'll try that.
One of the other things that I was going to say, so today's Leap Day.
Yes.
Do you know anybody with a birthday?
Not off the top of my head. I saw some on Facebook, but I don't think I knew them.
So the pastor of the church that I grew up with, who has since passed, Pastor Hardwick, our founder, Mike Hardwick's father.
Oh.
His birthday was Leap Day, so I always remember him.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. So he was near and dear to a lot of people A lot of people.
Well, shout out.
So the other thing, I was reading some interesting facts about Leap Day. People with birthdays on leap year are known as leapers.
Oh.
Or leaplings.
Well, I like that one better. Leaplings.
Yeah. And some cultures actually consider Leap Day, what's the term I'm looking for? Unlucky. Unlucky is the word I'm looking for. So, yeah.
She came with facts today. People.
I did come with facts.
I mean,
well, how often do we have this day?
Every 4 years.
Yeah, every 4 years. Good point. So there you go. And the initial reason I read was the reason why we have Leap Day is so that we don't lose 6 hours of every year.
Huh.
So I guess 6 times 4 is 24. So that would be
sense.
1 day. So there you go. There's a little math for you.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. You got anything else to share?
I'm good. That was fascinating.
All right, there you go.
I love facts.
All right, watch for more. We've got some fun things coming, and we'll see you soon.
All right, thank you.